Parashat Beha'alotcha opens with the description of how Aaron Cohen was instructed to and lit the menorah in the Beis Hamikdash, in the tabernacle, for the very first time, and how it brought new light to the world. The language it uses there is, it says, Vayas Kain Aaron, and Aaron did so. Now, the Zohar points out that this word, Vayas Kain, is actually quite significant. If we look at the story of how God spoke the world into creation, right? And God said, let there be light. God said. So in every day of the creation, it says, and it was so. God said, let there be trees, and there were trees, and it was so. With the exception of the first day, in which God created light. God said, let there be light. And he never says in the Torah, and it was so. So the Zohar points out that when it says, and Aaron did so, Vayas Kain, he made it Kain. He brought that light into the world, which had been God's initial intent when he said, let there be light. It meant the light of the Beis Hamikdash, the light of Torah. So what does that have to do with us in our day? We don't have a Beis Hamikdash, we don't have a menorah. Well, the entire project of Rabbinic Judaism is to be able to make these institutions of the temple accessible to us in our daily life. So, for example, they substituted prayer for the sacrifices. So there were three main pieces of furniture that were in the temple, in the holy. There was the menorah, and there was the incense altar, and there was the table. So it's brought down that these three correspond to what it also says, that there are three things upon which the world depends: on Torah, on avodah, on worship, and of gemilut chasadim, and these of acts of kindness and of charity. And these three are manifest in these three sort of pieces of furniture, and also in the way that we can enact them in our home. First, we have Torah. That by learning Torah in our homes, we bring that light, that initial light, when God said, let there be light, we bring that to the world. And with avodah and prayer and making our homes a prayerful space of saying brachot and davening and benching, so we bring the sweet smell of the Torah to the world. And by our acts of kindness at our table of welcoming guests and taking care of those around us, so we do gemilut chasadim. So by us learning Torah at our table and bringing that new insights to the Torah, we are bringing that new light, that Vayas Kain Aaron, that light which God had always intended. That is not the light that comes directly from God, but it's rather the light that is emanated by God through us, that fulfills God's intention of light in the world. Shabbat Shalom.